Live right now with the latest. Bradley.
Yeah, hey Sam, there's a fire truck driving by right now. It's going to make some noise, and that's what we've been hearing all morning. Our fire trucks coming in and out of this area because they have been handling this almost like a war. I was talking with one member of the police force here who tells me he's working about 3 hours of overtime right now because he wants to keep his community safe. We've been getting some messages, though, from you at home on Facebook about certain buildings asking if they made it through the night. So I want to talk to you about the building behind me. This is the Colville Government Building. It made it. It is okay. I want you to just take a look across the street. The powwow grounds also made it through the evening as well. Now, we've been getting some Facebook messages from you at home asking about the Nez Perce Cemetery. That's where Chief Joseph is buried. We're going to head over there and take a look at the condition of that cemetery. But this is what I want to point out to you. This is how close that fire came to the government building and the powwow grounds. You see everything behind me is completely charred, and you see right there that Smokey the Bear fire danger side. It says very high risk right now for fires in the area. This is something that we are currently dealing with right now, a massive fire burning 1,000 acres. Hundreds of people currently here right now working to put this blaze out. We do know there is an evacuation center in place in Grand Coulee, and we also know that the entire town of Nespelem currently under those level 3 evacuation orders, which means get out now. We're going to be here all morning and throughout the course of the day when more information is available and those orders are lifted. We're going to let you know about it right here on KHQ, but for now, reporting live in Nespelem, I'm Bradley Warren, KHQ Local News. I'm here in Nespelem, and if you're not near your screen, I want you to come over and take a look right now at exactly what the people of Nespelem are waking up to. We're on 5th and 8th Street, and I just want you to see this. So there are fire hoses on the ground right now. This is because crews just ditched them and ran to the next point that they could start fighting the fire at. And if you take a look over here, these people who live in Nespelem had to leave in the middle of the night. So they left their sprinklers on because they're doing everything that they can to protect their houses. I want to have Chris behind the camera follow me right now because what I want to show you is this. The house you see back there with its sprinklers on, this is how close it came to actually hitting their house. That fire has been pushing into the town of Nespelem, and crews have been working throughout the evening right now to protect buildings. I just want you to take a look at this. A little bit of smoke on the side of this building right here. You see a little bit of flames. The flames and the fire itself have been damaging structures and threatening structures. Some tribal structures have been threatened. And I was just talking to David, who's a firefighter who worked as a wildlands fire for 33 years, who tells me he went down into the agency last evening just to get a look at what's going on, and he said there was so much smoke he couldn't actually see into the area. So right now we're dealing with heavy fire here in the area, and those level 3 evacuation orders currently in place for this entire town. Level 3 means go, which means an entire town is empty this morning. We do know that the evacuation center is in Grand Coulee at the Grand Coulee Dam, working to get a little more information on that. But right now, if you're in this area or you know anyone in this area, call and check in on them and get out. We're going to track this all morning. But for now, reporting live in Nespelem, I'm Bradley Warren, KHQ Local News. They've been driving by and chatting with us throughout the course of the morning, and I spoke with David. He was a firefighter, a wildlands firefighter for 33 years, and he tells me he never thought that he'd see anything like this in his backyard. But I want you to take a listen to what he told me. He said instinct just sort of took course last evening.
My son, I told him to load up the dogs and take them to his mom's, and he came back as soon as he dumped them off.
So he told me that they came back, he and his son, and they worked to save their property. He said he just doused everything in water. He didn't care what it was. Everything was going to be soaking wet. And I want to show you why that was his instinct. Take a look at this car. We're here in Nespelem right now. This is the city. This is very close to the city. So the fire got significantly close to the town itself, and this is where it stopped. But just look at this car right here. For the most part, unidentifiable. My photog, Chris, and I were just talking, trying to figure out if this is a Ford, because on the ground next to it is this. So the fire itself causing quite significant damage here this morning. You can see behind us, smoke is still burning. This is an active situation here, and the reason those level 3 evacuation orders are in place, meaning get out now, is because crews are still going around mopping things up. Just moments ago, we actually heard what we believe was a propane tank explode. So this is still a very active situation. Just because for the most part some of the flames close to this part of the city are out doesn't mean you should come back. You should stay in those evacuation centers. We're working on more information for you, and we're talking with people here right now. As more information and more stories come in, we're going to share them with you right here on KHQ and KHQ.com. And I really just want to stress the importance of downloading our KHQ Local News app, because when those evacuation orders come in or they're lifted, we're going to to push them out onto your phone as soon as they're available. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you, Sam, reporting live in Nespelem. I'm Bradley Warren, KHQ Local News.
Bradley.